Well, hello again, and welcome to February 5th, Daily Deer, our insert for the day. Good to see you guys again. Today, we've got one of my all-time favorite quotes. There's been a number of people who have said this throughout the generations, but I really like the way this one's worded, and it's going to make a perfect little capsule for the topic today, and we're going to stick exactly to it. So this quote for today is, "Look deep into nature, and you will understand everything better." And that quote is by Albert Einstein. And as I mentioned, there's been a number of people, Emerson and a few others, who have said, man must go back to nature for information, looking into the natural world for answers in your daily life. And it's a great little parable for remembering where we stand, what we are, who we are, that we are animals in an ecosystem on a planet. And all of our little daily agendas and our trivial problems that we deal with are pretty minute in the grand scheme of things, especially in the circle of life. When you think about the quarry that this whole series is based on, these deer living out there in the cold, the elements, the rain, the snow, being hunted by coyotes, bobcats, wolves, bears, humans. Their daily life is survival. And we're kicking rocks, getting bent out of shape on our hunting tactics that didn't work for the day. It kind of puts things into a new light when you think about it like that. But we're going to take the spin a little bit different for our tactic today, or our topic, which is just looking deeper and observing in general, and how you can use that to be more effective and more efficient in the woods, whether that's any facet of your hunting, whether it's actual trekking out into the woods to hunt, or you're in post-season scouting mode, which right now, coming into February, is a great thing to be doing. Get into the woods, look for sheds. Observation, a huge part of that, as we kind of mentioned yesterday. It's going to help everything, even in your daily life outside of hunting. Just sitting back and being able to observe your family, your kids, what they do, being less direct and intensive and instructive, and just observing. And that observation can play huge dividends, especially in your hunting role, if we can find ourselves getting less into our main objective thoughts. What I mean by that is, so many of us, and I'm guilty of it also, is like when we head out either for a hunt or to go postseason scouting, you have something in your mind. I want to get to this spot. I want to do this one area. And that's great to have those ideas. But if your observations are leading you elsewhere, don't be afraid to let your plans stray. So if you're seeing something that catches your eye, you're noticing sign leading this way, even if it's not part of your agenda, that observation role, those little things that kind of tip you off or give you that sixth sense feeling or make you feel a little bit curious. Oh, I do wonder what is over there. I never walk that way, and there's a good rub leading that way. Those are the times that generally I find the best stuff when I'm out there. That's when I find the things that we generally would walk past because we're driven on a goal and we're so fixed on what we wanted to do. And as an educator, one of the things that we learned early on in college, at university, in our education courses is the surest way to hell, or the surest way to a bomb of a lesson, is to have a plan and to stick to it. Meaning you've got to roll with the punches, and if an opportunity comes up, you take it. If something doesn't work, you need to bail, and you need to improv, and you need to figure it out. And that, I think, goes along with this observation quote. Don't let your plans or your mind play games on you. Have an idea of what you want to do, but pay attention to what is around you. Nature is going to show you everything you need. You just have to be there to pay attention to what it's showing you. There's a couple examples I can think of. One of them today, gentleman I just had on the Dropping Pins podcast, which will be released, I believe, next week, Brian Dombrowski. Another Wisconsin native. He's in central Wisconsin. I just saw on his Instagram story today, which is where he posts a lot of his cool scouting stuff. The guy does a ton of postseason scouting, knows his stuff. He's really good on it. And I just saw today he did 12 miles scouting a public piece, looking for this particular buck, this buck sign. He tells the story of this buck on the Dropping Pins podcast, so I'd recommend you check it out. But this buck makes a really high rub. The rub is not very big, but it's really high up on Brian's chest, and it's very distinctive, so he can tell. And this buck's kind of been MIA for like 2 years in his normal spot where we get fixated on. And Brian went out today to look for that buck to see if he could find a sign, because he's found a couple rubs that looked reminiscent of this buck. So he went out into the marsh and did 12 miles of scouting in the spots that he thought that buck would be. This is exactly what I've done before. You've all probably been guilty too. And on his way back toward his car, he noticed some sign, the observation. Nature will show you what you need to, what you need to know. And he followed that sign into a little pocket that was right along the road, not next to the parking lot per se, but right alongside the main road. And on his story, you could see there was like 8 huge rubs, all like chest, shoulder height from that buck. And that buck was living right by the road. So here, driving by this thing's main area all the time. And when he slowed down and got out of his head and paid attention and observed what was going on, nature showed him the way. So I would just say, as you go into your postseason scouting, if some of you guys are getting ready to do that, or maybe even, it pertains to anything. If you're out there ice fishing, use your observations. Grab your binocular, look at the guy next to you, see what he's using to catch some fish. Observation is the key. No, I'm just messing. Don't do that. But slow down, take a look at what's around you, and analyze what you're seeing. That key is slowing down and really take in what is going on in the natural world around you. It'll help you in your everyday life too. All right, hope that helps. Hope you guys have a great day. See you later.